People, Deluded, good morning. I hope you're all doing well and safe. And Arsenal fans in particular, I know we're out of the Europa League and we've got a tough job if we're to even put it nicely to claim 4th or 5th position. But at least we beat Portsmouth last night in the FA Cup and we advanced to the next round. Got a couple more talking points, not necessarily directly in relation to the game, but we might as well speak. To get the first one I want to speak about, I have to go on my phone. Now, Arteta obviously said a lot after the game. The first thing would be Lucas Torreira's injury apparently is still a wait and see thing. But Torreira himself said, I wanted to tap it and it grabbed my ankle on the outside. It twisted, but I can move it. I'm fine. But then again, we also saw him on crutches. So maybe him just being on crutches is obviously not to put any weight further on the ankle, not to stress the injury even more, just to keep it angled and in a position and allow the swelling to go down. I don't know if he'll be involved against West Ham because I don't know the status of this injury, but it does appear more positive than initially first suggested. And that obviously gives us more confidence as Arsenal fans because our players have been dropping like flies. We've lost Kolasinac to a long-term injury. Really, we've lost to a more significant degree. Holding's already been in the wars. Bellerin the same. Chambers is still down that road to redemption. Hopefully he gets back. And there's been a couple of others. So hopefully that's positive. A side note though is Arsenal have gone 11 games without defeat away from home in all comps, drawing 7, winning 4, since a 2-0 loss at Leicester in Unai Emery's final away game in charge of the club. This is also our longest run on the road since March to December 2016, which was a run of 15. So depending on how you look at it, you could say there's an improvement there. Now, Maitland-Niles, Arteta has said, Ainsley needs to put his head down and work hard and show me every day in training he wants it more than anyone else. He wants to play for this club and fight for his position. And now, when I hear that about Maitland-Niles, that's quite concerning because I remember when he first came into the first team and he was doing his interview, he said his dad always told him, there's always someone you've got to impress in that stadium. And that's the mentality he's had. And for a while, you saw that with Maitland-Niles. And he needs to take his dad's advice. Again, we need to not take these comments and go wild, but this could be a couple of options. Maitland could be 100% applying himself. He's just not applying himself or to the level of the others, so he needs to add a bit more hunger. He could just be doing the bare minimum, being stagnant. Of course, that's what I actually believe. Because this is now coming out because Maitland-Niles, he probably maybe got a bit complacent when he first played under Arteta and he was doing well at right back. You have to wonder why Socrates is preferred there, why Mustafi has been preferred there over him, and a couple other things have been done in that case versus Maitland-Niles. And you'd be the form Bellerin's in, Maitland's probably got to think, yo, why am I playing? At least fans are thinking that, but it's come down to an attitude thing. Playing for Arsenal, listen. There's any Premier League team, regardless of where they are, you're living the dream, so you should be applying yourself. Playing for Arsenal, many people's dream, myself included, I'll give everything in my life to just train with Arsenal. So you've got an opportunity of a lifetime. So if you are stagnant, if you are resting on your laurels, you need to get out of that because things can change. You signed a new deal last season and you was making progress. Your career's still in the balance here because you could have a future at some degree here. Arteta's spoken of you highly. Either way, you could find yourself loaned out or sold permanently, and that might not be the worst thing because the club might get 20 million or so. And you're at that stage now where do you want to kick on or do you want to just let things pass you by? And, you haven't played that much football of late. And I'm sure he wants to play more. So he really needs to buck up his ideas and show that he wants it more. You look at Eddie Nketiah. Why did Eddie get his chance? Because Arteta said he's applying himself in training. And now, look, obviously, he's still playing cup games and whatnot. But you'd imagine not before long, he's going to start permanently ahead of Lacazette. And in fact, he has done that in the league a couple of occasions. Just get your head down and work hard, Maitland, because your opportunity can go. You look at Maitland-Niles and Rob Holding, two players that you'd expect to be part of Arsenal's future to some degree. Now, Holding's coming back from an injury, but both of them having signed new deals last season, having both been English, so know what Arsenal's about. Both, Arteta's spoken of you highly. It's a bit concerning. So what aren't you lot, I'm throwing Holding unnecessarily into this, but what aren't you lot showing Arteta? You've got an opportunity of a lifetime. Go out and get it, Maitland. Don't let let things pass you by because the form Bellerin's in. You're telling me you can't do a better job than him at right back. It's down to you to prove it to Arteta. And when you get that chance, make sure you don't relinquish it because there's question marks over every player of this squad. Everyone wants a spot in that side. So fix up. Moving away from that, and we obviously saw Nelson coming back from injury, had a positive game, 2 assists, playing with a smile on his face, looking like Reece Nelson again. And Arteta said on him, Reece is a special player. He can eliminate players 1v1. He's been out for a while, but he's back now and he's showing what he's capable of doing. We have pace in a few of our players up front. Reece is a special talent. He can eliminate players 1v1. Every time he gets in those situations, he's a threat. He's been out for 2 months. He's back now. So yeah, that was a different comment, but it was lovely from what I saw from Nelson. And again, I don't want to get gas off one game, but it looks like he's been working on his end product in the same way it looks like Eddie's been working on his general play. Obviously Lacazette's not doing it now, but I'm talking Lacazette in his form or in his better Arsenal days. He had that general play. I'm seeing a different, but I'm seeing a bit of that under Eddie and Nketiah. I'm seeing a bit more all-round improvement in his game, and that's what you've got to do, people. It's all good, and ultimately what makes the difference is scoring goals, but you've got to be able to do different things. And it's lovely to see Eddie improving. It's lovely to see, based on this game, Nelson's had some consistent good deliveries from crosses and set pieces. Hopefully that continues as well, people. Moving away from that though, in our next 6 games, we've got West Ham at home, we've got Brighton away, we've got the FA Cup quarter-final, we've got Southampton away, Norwich at home and Wolves away. If these boys want top 4, they have to get 9 to 12 points, people, from the Premier League games alone. And that being said, I'd say 9 to 12 you can have a little mess up. I say that, but these are difficult games, man. West Ham at home is not going to be easy. Brighton and Southampton away, 2 grounds I've seen us drop points. I'm not confident going to them games, so I'm going to need the boys to lift me personally. Norwich at home, I'm confident as much as you can be, but they're a good ball-playing side, so we've got to do what we need to do. Wolves away, they're targeting top 4. These are going to be tough games. And you sandwiched in between some of these games is the FA Cup quarter-final, people, where we're going to need to be at it, simply put. So, while it's been a kick in the teeth, obviously being out of the Europa League, there's still a lot to play for, so we don't have time to feel sorry for ourselves. Moving away from that though, and finally, people, we don't know how true these claims are, but according to Spanish reports, Arsenal are considering a summer move for solo forward Berardi. Apparently we're sending scouts to watch his games, and he's a player I'm sure you've seen a lot of. He's been around for a while. He's played at a couple of under-21 European Championships. He's obviously playing for Sassuolo, once co-owned by Juventus. I can see why we're linked with him. He's 25. He would complement the side well. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but he predominantly plays on the right-hand side. He can play up front, he can play on the left, and technically a 10. The right wing is, or the right inside forward position would be his. Obviously cutting in off that left foot and whatnot. He has got a bit of a work rate, and he is a bit of a gamesman at times. And I can see why we're linked with him. In terms of his numbers for his current side, in terms of games played, he's played 249 games, getting 54 assists and 83 goals. So that's not the worst, man. I mean, if he could bring double figures in all competitions and complement our side in some capacity, I wouldn't be against it. I'm not too sure how he fits into plans, because if you imagine he's going to play on the flanks, yes, he would complement the side well and could be used as a striking option, especially with the future is uncertain with our 2 top dons. But I just don't see it, because you'd have Berardi predominantly on the right, you'd have Pepe, you'd have Nelson all on the right, you'd have Martinelli, Saka on the left-hand side, and I'm probably missing someone else out. I would potentially give him a pass, even though I think he's a good player. I think we should, spend a bit in the key areas, the central midfield and centre halves. And if a player of better standard comes up than him, then I'm all for it. Don't get it twisted, I would take him. I'm not disrespecting him at all, but I just think this rumour in particular is just BS, really. But who knows, man? If we are sending scouts, there might be something, and Solo might be down to let him go for a reduced fee. I don't really have a clue when his contract is up, people, but yeah, man. So in terms of what I've got to say this morning, I'm done, really. There's not much more to say. So yeah, encouraging performance from Nelson and Eddie. Maitland, fix up your ideas. Fingers crossed for Torreira, people. We'll have to see whether this Berardi rumour is Berardi, rumour is 100% facts. But on that note, DG, I'm out.